Please join me in Gassho. Persons who truly attain Shinjin, as they utter Amita's name, being mindful of the Buddha always, wish to respond to the great benevolence. Persons who truly attain Shinjin, as they utter Amita's name, mindful of the Buddha always, wish to respond to the great benevolence. Namanda, Namanda, Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching this video. And thank you for coming to the virtual Saturday English service. I'm Kana Kumahara from Toda City, Saitama Prefecture. Well, it's right next to Tokyo actually. So it takes about an hour to get Tsukiji Hongwanji Temple by train. I work with my father, who is the president, and my mother at my temple. I have been coming to the service as participants for a few years now, and thankfully, I've been helping this service as the member of the committee since 2018. Thank you always. It was decided about a year ago that I will be the speaker at this English service. At that time, I thought I had plenty of time to prepare. And little did I know, time flies so fast. Here we are today. I'm very nervous, as you can see, and my English is a little rusty, but I'll do my best to speak that it is understandable. So I would like to listen to the Dharma talk about Amida Buddha and the Nembutsu of Nembutsu with everyone together. So thank you again for being with me here today. So first, I would like to ask you a question. Don't worry, there won't be any right or wrong answers on this question in the first place. So I won't even be checking answers. There are very important things in it. So I would like everyone to think even for just a few seconds. Okay, here is the question. What is the difference between the two sentences on this whiteboard? 1, Amida Buddha is always with me. 2, I'm always with Amida Buddha. What are your thoughts? I think there are few in the crowd who may think, are you kidding me? It's too easy. The answer is obvious. Well, that's right. You can see the difference clearly. Maybe it took just a few seconds till it popped into your mind when you saw these sentences. Then, is that all? It looks too easy, but actually there is a big difference between them. What do you think it is? Well, I would like to think more about it together while listening to the Dharma talk, which I read at the beginning is from the Second Sutra, which is the source of today's theme, Nembutsu and me. It's written at the very beginning of hymns called prefatory hymns, and it's called Kanto-san in Japanese. Hymns use Japanese origins to admire Amida Buddha and its attainment. Hymns use Japanese origin. I said that already, sorry. Shinran Shonin, who is the founder of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, started writing it at the age of 70 years old till he was about 84 years old. There are two prefatory hymns, and this time I used the very first one. Now, I'm going to explain the sentences briefly. Persons who truly attain Shinjin express a person who really attained Amida's Shinjin. In other words, a person who got an Amida's true intention without any doubt. Without any doubt doesn't mean that you're clear of doubt. It specifically means never need to consider thinking with doubt in mind. In as the other Amida's name means Namu Amida Butsu, which is the name of Amida Buddha. At the beginning of this service, I said, please join me in Gassho. And we uttered Namu Amida Butsu together. That was it. As the other expressed that now I am already become a person who utters Namu Amida Butsu. The verse, being mindful of the Buddha always, shows that Amida Buddha never forgets me and always reaches me, even if I forget Amida Buddha. That's why there is a word always in it. Wish to respond, being mindful of the Buddha always means Shinjin just as it is. Wish to respond to the great benevolence. The word great benevolence, we call it Button Hosha or Gong Hosha in Japanese. It means that I live my life, or we live our life, with having a feeling of grateful to Amida Buddha's gratitude. Once again, please join me in Gassho. Namanda, Nama, Nama. At first sight, it seems like I spoke Namu Amida Butsu out of my intention. But actually, it shows that Amida Buddha appears, Amida Buddha actually, it shows that, Amida Buddha has already reached here to me. That's why the Nembutsu of Namu Amida Butsu came from my mouth. Amida Buddha took the figure of the voice of Namu Amida Butsu to tell me, leave it all to me. I'm definitely going to save you. And call me from a long time ago before I even noticed it. Also, Amida Buddha sends a message through its infinite compassion, which says, I'm definitely not going to leave you alone and not take my eyes off you. Just leave it all to me. Whether I believe it or not, remember it or forget it, or even if I turn my back on it. Also, it doesn't matter how I live or how I die. When I heard this message, there become no need for self-reliance, because Amida Buddha is there for me. Self-reliance creates doubt, which burden our mind. For example, I was like, I believe that I will be able to be born in Jodo, which is Amida Buddha's land, after I die, because I uttered Nembutsu already. There is already my doubt, and it means I have self-reliance. Shinjin of Namu Amida Butsu don't need any minds with doubt. Also, to clarify, leave everything to Amida Buddha. Leave everything Amida Buddha does not mean asking Amida Buddha to make my every wish come true. It means that when I realized Amida Buddha already prays for my life, and my actions earn the key to my salvation, all I'm going to do is just leave everything to Amida Buddha. Once again, please join me in Gasho. At this point, I would like to talk a little about how I decided today's theme, Nembutsu and me, and how it's related to today's hymn. As I said at the beginning, it was decided about a year ago that I will be the speaker at today's English service. Then I got some advices from my senior colleagues of this service. They told me that I need to prepare little by little. So I was thinking to start preparing as soon as possible. But I couldn't decide today's hymn until mid-January this year. So I just listened to the various teachers' Dharma talk and wrote some down what they talked about. And sometimes I left some notes down on my phone while thinking about my talk or when some ideas occurred. During the January 16th of every year, there is a memorial service held at the head temple, Tsukiji Hongwanji Temple in Kyoto, on the anniversary of this school's founder, Shinran Shonin's death. The day of the anniversary is January 16th according to the solar calendar, and it's November 28th according to the old calendar. There is a memorial service for 7 days called Gosho. It starts from January 9th to the 16th. I always worship at the temple with my family, but we couldn't last year. Oh no, but we couldn't this year because of the infection prevention of COVID-19, and it was during the second state of emergency. At our temple, we held the service every year at our temple. So on the morning of January 16th, I read the hymns which are always read on the Memorial Day, during our morning religious service with my father. There is a hymn which says, persons who truly realize Shinjin as they utter Amida's name, being mindful of the Buddha always, wish to respond in the gratitude to the great benevolence. In fifth hymn. After we finished the service, my father asked me that, my father told me that, have a look at the very first of hymns of Pure Land. And there is a hymn which I chose as today's hymn. Today's hymn. And today's hymn. And I found that two hymns are very similar. And he also asked me that, why do you think this hymn is written in here with a slightly different word for expressing the same thing again? And I said, it's that much important? And he said, that's right. And also told me that Shinran Shonin tries to tell us that Amida Buddha and the Shinjin of Namu Amida Butsu are not anything special. It's difficult to have, and it's something to be really grateful for. At the moment, I had to choose this hymn. So you and I are able to have a strong understanding. Today, I am grateful that I was born as a daughter at my temple. Grateful that it all led to me here, engaging in Dharma talk about Amida Buddha with you all together. But actually, when I was a child, it wasn't always so grateful that I was born and raised at my temple. And every year on the Christmas day, I would dread hearing my friends got Christmas presents from Santa Claus talking about what they got. I was so envious. My parents told me that Santa Claus used a chimney to get in the house, but we don't have one, so he can't come. Well, maybe you think it's funny, but I understood then. We held the monthly service on the first day of every month at our temple. It started from before I even remember it. Many elderly people who are the members of our temple used to come. They were around the same old as my grandparents. And they chanted the sutra of Shozenji and uttered the Nembutsu of Namu Amida Butsu together all the time. We held the monthly service still, it still keep going. We are still keep going that, okay? Well, then it was so strange situation for me. Like I had a lot of questions then, such as why they are an incantation, or why they certainly come to our temple every month. One day, when I was in a lower grade student at elementary school, one of the members of our temple, who passed away this year January, told me that, "Hey Kana-chan, try to put your hands together and say Namu Amida Butsu together with me. Namandap, namandap, namandap." I was like, namandap, namandap, namandap. Then he said, "There you go. No need to worry anymore. Good for you." I still remember that I just nodded then, even though I didn't understand why no need to worry anymore. But looking back, I see that I was fortunately raised by not only my parents, but also the members of our temple, with looking at their back and watching them uttering the Nembutsu of Namu Amida Butsu. Now I'm grateful to be where I am. Amida Buddha is reaching me and working for me right now, right here, as the being Nembutsu of Namu Amida Butsu, whenever and wherever I am. It's so important. I will say it once again. Amida Buddha is reaching me and working for me right now, right here, as the being Nembutsu of Namu Amida Butsu, whenever and wherever I am. There is no need to consider my situation at all. When I look at myself, I see people or things which aren't related to me through the filter that is made by my sense of values and thoughts and opinions. In other words, looking at them from a biased viewpoint. Therefore, I tend to have a real soft spot for things what I like. And on the other hand, I tend to keep things which I don't like at a distance. And also, I say anything to others or evaluate others, but I try not to include myself. What do you think about it? Do you think you might be one of that kind of person? Or you think you are not that kind of person? Last October, there was a joint funeral held for an ex-prime minister of Japan, and it costed a large amount of money for it. And there was a man in the street interview by some media. During the interview, there was a person who commented that living people is much more important than the people who have passed away. I think there were maybe some problems about the funeral, like the cost and stuff, and he must have his own thoughts about it. But those were such sad words for me. What do you feel about it now? If I was the person in this situation who passed away, it would be so hard to hear it. As I have said, I say anything about others and complain to others through my mouth. Amida Buddha appears as the Nembutsu of Namamida Butsu by coming from my mouth. Also, Amida Buddha never evaluates or denies. It just holds me as I stand, with telling me that you have to push yourself very hard and feel not good about yourself at all. You're so important just the way you are. Just the way you are. When I realized Amida Buddha's work, I just uttered the Nembutsu of Namo Amida Butsu as my appreciation to its kindness. And I'm so grateful to have a life of great benevolence, because it doesn't happen to anyone. When I hear that my life is irreplaceable, I can think that my neighbor's life is also irreplaceable as well. Because Amida Buddha values every life is important. At last, I would like to talk about the question which I asked you at the beginning, and I'll finish my Dharma talk for today. Do you still remember the question? Well, I talked about maybe 20 minutes so far, so I would like to remind everyone again. The question was, what is the difference between those two sentences on this whiteboard? One was, Amida Buddha is always with me. Two was, I'm always with Amida Buddha. Did it ring a bell? Did it ring a bell, everyone? Okay. Someone yes, someone no? Okay. Well, it was too easy to find the difference, as you see. Well, what's the other difference? Here's what I'm trying to tell you. We're supposed to realize that our self-centeredness is the obstacle that block us from seeing the path of Amida Buddha's benevolence. Both sentences look same. Yeah, both sentences look same. But knowing that Amida Buddha is the first thing you say versus the second thing you say, it's showing you where your priorities are. When you say Amida Buddha is always with me, you have Amida Buddha in your mind instantly. While the other line says, I'm always with Amida Buddha. It means that you're saying that I'm the first important person that works with Amida Buddha, instead of Amida Buddha is working with me. Well, the very important thing in this question was whether I can realize it or not that I am the always center at everything. Once again, I will say that again. The very important thing in this question was whether I can realize it or not that subject is always I all the time in our daily life. For instance, when you were pushed by someone in the crowded train, have you ever thought like, I bumped against the person behind me because I was pushed by someone who was standing in front of me? Or have you ever thought like there is a house at back of my house and they were blah blah blah. The center of everything is always I, because I always tend to make myself centered all the time when I do things. As I said a while ago, that I see people or things which aren't related to me through the filter that is made by my sense of values and thoughts and opinions. In other words, looking at them from a biased viewpoint. Once again, the center of everything is always I. I am not saying that it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's important. I'm not saying that it's a good thing or a bad thing. But while I don't realize it, even if I think I do, sometimes I tend to get irritated when everything is not going fine with me. Or sometimes I tend to try to shift my own responsibility onto someone before I know it. It's very hard to realize that all the time that I always make myself centered because it's already natural. Because it's already natural to me and everyone, maybe. To me, yes. As a matter of the fact, Amida Buddha and the Nembutsu of Namu Amida Butsu make me realize it. When I hear that, you're a very important, you're so precious, I can realize all over again how warm Amida Buddha is. And at the same time, it makes me realize how self-centered I am. Amida Buddha already reaches me and works for me right now, right here. Amida Buddha already reaches me and works for me right now, right here. So Amida Buddha shares my happiness and sadness together all the time. Because Amida Buddha is always with me. And having a life with me as the being Nembutsu of Namu Amida Butsu, whenever, wherever, and whatever I am. Now I realize that Amida Buddha is reaching me with the Nembutsu of Namu Amida Butsu. Therefore, I can know that Amida Buddha is already working for me. Also, I try to do my best with every day with being grateful to Amida Buddha. When I hear that, I am already in the middle of my celebration, I am so thankful to Amida Buddha. I am not alone all the time. But you and I live our life with adding the Nembutsu of Namu Amida Butsu. May your daily life stride with Amida Buddha. Naman Nams, Naman Nams, Naman Nams, Naman Nams. Please join me in Gasho again. Naman Nams, Naman Nams, Naman Nams, Naman Nams, Naman Nams, Naman Nams.